Hello and welcome. I am certain everyone watching this video has had the white screen of death or the site is experiencing technical difficulties message once or twice in your development days. In this video we're going to cover potential fixes, potential problems. We won't cover everything, but these will be the 99 times out of 100 case scenarios. And let's just dive right in. The first one is going to be WP memory limit. This is a setting in your WP config file. It's very easy to add in or change, and this can clear up most issues. We'd say about 50% of the time this is the problem. So let me pull that screen over. I'm using an FTP editor to get into wpconfig.php. Let me pull that up actually and show you where that is. That's just going to be in your root folder and down near the bottom, wpconfig.php. Now, let's pull that back over there. This is the line that you're going to add or modify in your WP config. We usually add it near the bottom, right above this comment that says that's all, stop editing. And you can see it's pretty basic. WP memory limit, set it to 128 megs or higher, depending on your host. You can go a little higher. That should clear up 50% of the time any issues you're having with plugins or themes causing this white screen of death. If that doesn't work, and sometimes it doesn't, I'm going to show you the next trick in our book, which is, bring this back over, is to come into WP content. And typically we see plugins and or themes causing this problem. So we're going to look in plugins folder. Now, assuming we don't know that this is a broken plugin, obviously, we've got a list of maybe 10 plugins here. It could be one of any of those plugins causing the problem. You probably have a good idea. Maybe it's one you recently updated. Maybe it's a new one you added. If you know specifically which plugin it is, all you have to do is rename that plugin and it'll get deactivated in WordPress. But let's assume I don't know which one it is. I'm going to go up a level. I'm going to rename my plugins folder to old. And then I'm going to add a new directory called plugins. Okay, so what's that's going to do is reset WordPress, and it's going to deactivate all your plugins because WordPress thinks there's no plugins anymore. Okay, so let's try that fix. Refresh my page. Voila, I'm in. So if I go to my plugins page, you'll see some errors at the top that says, hey, we've deactivated all these plugins because we couldn't find them, which is what we would expect in this case since we renamed our folder to plugins old with all the plugins in it. And we have our new blank folder. So we know for a fact it's one of these plugins causing the problem. So we're going to go back into plugins old. And in here, what I like to do is drag any of the plugins that I think might be safe. I'm going to put those back into my plugins folder. Okay, so in this case, I just have one extra one. Here's WP Rocket. Let me activate that, make sure it still works. It does. Okay, so I know for a fact that it's this other plugin causing the problem because that's just process of elimination. So I've got this is a broken plugin. Let's go ahead and move that guy back into the active folder. I'm going to delete my old folder. So I've just got a normal folder just like I did before. But in this case, it should load my plugin. I just won't be able to activate it. So I know that this is the problem. I'm going to go ahead and try to activate it anyway because I want to use it. Oh, I get a fatal error. Now we put this in here on purpose so we know it was a problem. All you have to do is delete this plugin, leave it deactivated, try to troubleshoot it, try to update it, whatever you want to do to see if you can make it work. But this is a really easy process of elimination to find out which plugin is causing the problem and why you can't get into your backend. So you will need FTP for this. That's kind of typical with the white screen of death since you can't get into your admin page or anything like that. One last note before we go, if that does not fix it, the plugin renaming of the plugin folder, it could be a theme. Now you're going to do the same exact thing with the themes folder. You're going to make this themes old, and then you're going to add a new themes folder. But in the new themes folder, you're going to place one of the default themes from WordPress in there, so that WordPress has something, a theme to latch on to as a fallback. So that's the only difference with the themes, but typically you're gonna know if you updated your theme and the site broke, you'll probably know it's something in your theme files. Usually the most difficult one to find is when you've got a bad plugin. So that's how you do it. Get into your FTP editor, rename those folders, see if you can do a process of elimination to find out which plugin it is. The other fix obviously is increasing our WP memory limit, which I'll show you once more. Those two fixes usually will get rid of 99 out of 100 white screen of deaths that we've seen. If you're still having issues, let us know. We'll see if we can troubleshoot for you, but this should get most people up and running again. Hope this helps. We'll talk soon.